We'll be right back. I'm talking with two members of the British House of Commons, Conservative members, Dr. Brian Mawhinney, Mr. John Biggs-Davison. What is more, this terrorism goes across the Irish border. In the Irish Republic to the south, you find policemen murdered, indeed. Some criminals were recently sentenced to death in the Republic for murder of policemen. And banks are robbed in order to obtain funds for the provisional IRA. So this is a war which goes across the border. Indeed, the IRA don't recognise the legitimacy of Mr. Haughey's government in Dublin any more than the government of Mrs. Thatcher north of the border. But the point I'm trying to make is that down in the south, where they have the terrorist problem also to some considerable extent, they certainly do not accord political status and will be dead against so doing. They have three sources of support. They have links with other terrorist organizations around the world. They have been getting money from the bank raids, which John talked about in the south, which have almost reached epidemic proportions. And I'm afraid they have been getting support and financial support from the United States also. And from where in the United States and from whom? Well, from some of the Irish-American community. By no means, but certainly some of them. I think things that has happened in recent days, which again is a mark of the cooperation between the North and the South. There is this idea that the Republic of Ireland is dead set against the British. Security has immensely improved. The cooperation between the Garda in the south and the Royal Ulster Constabulary in the police Garda is the police improved immeasurably, and large caches of arms have been found. Officers have been shot down in cold blood this year alone. People go to open their front door at night when there's a knock and are shot, frequently in front of their families. Bombs are placed and detonated by remote control as cars and patrols go past. This sort of activity is the type of activity which characterizes the people who are now claiming some special status. The indiscriminate bombing without any regard to innocent bystanders. This shows that you cannot say these people are fighting a legitimate war. You cannot say that they could be treated, those who are prisoners, as prisoners of war. The abduction of people, of drivers of lorries, of trucks, so that they can take a bomb to the destination. This is one kind of activity for which they go in. And when members of security forces have fallen into their hands, they have been tortured. Of the 6 counties of the North in total? About 1.5 million. 1.5 million. And how many what's the breakdown in a religious sense? Roughly 1 million Protestant Unionists, roughly 500,000 Catholics, but not Catholic Republicans. I see. Is Polish shown that just under half of the Catholics want to remain in the Union? Catholics from moving to the south if they wish? Not a thing. They may go to the Republic freely. Oh, yes. Naturally. Yes, absolutely. And the Protestants as well? Absolutely, yes. Free flow of labor across the border. I see. It's a fanatical organization, and it isn't really based on social discontent. It's based on a political view which the IRA want to impose by terror and force. Earlier, though, we have a difficulty in some aspects of the legal system in that the IRA have killed and intimidated both witnesses and jurors, and so we had to bring in a system which made it possible to have due process of law, given the fact that they have created difficulties. That one accepts, and one wishes it weren't so, but it's not because the British government wants to deny due process of law. It's because the terrorists, as part of their campaign, have tried to undermine the judicial system. That the British partitioned Ireland, that the British invented the border in order to keep a hold on the northeast of Ireland. All history is against that. History shows that successive British governments, when Home Rule, when independence arrived in Southern Ireland, wanted to keep the island one. That is why they put a parliament in the north to balance the parliament in the south, and they had the plan, the British government, for a Council of Ireland representing the two parliaments, and the object was to try and draw the two parts of Ireland together. Unfortunately, bigotry, historical facts, ethnical differences, all kinds of factors have prevented this,
And we are faced now with a situation that the overwhelming majority of the people in Northern Ireland want to remain with Britain, and that is their democratic right. It's a fact that members of the Provisional IRA did guerrilla warfare training with the PLO. That is a fact.